This year, 11 Tzu Chings in Yunlin are officially being certified as Tzu Chi Commissioners. A rare disease caused by a mutation in the X chromosome is leaving children with lifetime disabilities. Welcome to DaAi Headlines, and Lori Chen. Thank you for joining us. Dharma Master Yunlin has made her way to the Yunlin Liaison Office for the annual year-end blessing ceremony. To kick off the event, more than 400 Tzu Chi Commissioners participated in the Tzu Chi adaptation performances. This year, 11 Tzu Chi in Yunlin are all officially being certified as Tzu Chi Commissioners. The Tzu Chi big family is growing again. This year, 11 Yunlin Tzu Chings were certified as Tzu Chi Commissioners. They vowed to shoulder more responsibilities as youth.
要记得，不是空口说说而已，要精实心，身体力行。
Performing on stage full of enthusiasm is Tzu Ching Zhuang Yuting, coming from a family full of Tzu Chi Commissioners. She grew up in a good environment and is getting certified herself this year.
Ever since I was little, due to the love and care from both my parents and many Tzu Chi volunteers, it was a natural thing to be here. It's truly a blessing. I'm very happy.
Zhuang Yuting is performing on stage. Both of her parents are also doing sign language formations in the audience. Father Zhuang Mingde has been accompanying Tzu Chings for more than 10 years now. He has 2 sons and a daughter. His eldest son suffers from epilepsy, which leaves him in poor health. In the past, due to his busy career, his parent-child relationships weren't harmonious. It wasn't until he started to accompany Tzu Chings that he found ways to positively interact with his children.
I've repented and said sorry to my children due to economic issues and much work-related stress. I wasn't a very good father figure. I took my frustrations out on them.
Lin Dingjie, also a Tzu Ching, was certified this year. He has a very direct personality, which has hindered him in his interpersonal relationships. It wasn't until entering Tzu Chi that it started to get better.
In fact, I have no ill intentions. However, my words are hurtful toward others, so they feel disrespected.
The year-end blessing ceremony's Sutra adaptation performances were filled with sincere vows.
万众一心念，无简单呐！甲恁赞叹，甲恁祝福，甲恁感恩，感恩菩萨，人人呢要感恩、尊重、爱，和敬无争，共福缘。
Speaking of Tzu Chings, Master Yunlin was especially joyful to give her blessings to all her youth disciples that have returned by her side. She stressed the importance of the actions of the younger generation, and she looks forward to the young people taking on more responsibilities and inspiring compassion and giving on the world stage. Tzu Chi volunteer Ling Muqing used to live a very unfulfilling life. He was always gambling or drinking his life away. It wasn't until he came into contact with Tzu Chi that he finally decided to change his wayward ways.
It's about 8 years since I've been in the Tzu Chi family. The biggest takeaway for me is that if you only put yourself first in everything, that's where suffering stems from.
Thanks to the personal sharing of senior volunteers and those who have changed for the better, many are encouraged to keep cultivating blessings. Dharma Master Yunlin hopes that each disciple is able to walk the Bodhisattva path by interacting with the masses.
咱夹起来的力量，都会当帮助到倒位去。请大家人爱用心，社会真正爱和平啦。
It is the most anticipated time for the Tzu Chi volunteers to be certified each year. The Tzu Chi family will add a new member, therefore more people to do good deeds.
也嘛真侪毋望伫少年人的心灵，因为呢，天下的美乱啦。 就开始呢，爱年轻人伫国际间呐，爱启发爱心。
Time is passing by as we speak. Seize every moment to do good deeds in order to cultivate blessings and wisdom. Staying in Yunlin, a Tzu Chi volunteer Tzu Chings used to be in the vegetable wholesale business. Due to the stressful work environment, he had developed many bad habits in the process, such as smoking, drinking, and gambling. Fortunately, after entering Tzu Chi, he has completely changed his ways. He was chosen as this year's year-end blessing ceremony volunteer role model. It's not even light out. Tzu Chings is already getting ready to head over to the Shilo Jingsi Hall to listen to Dharma Master Zhen Yan's morning Buddhist teachings. After the teaching session is over, he would drive to pick up many community volunteers to start the day's activities. Quietly wiping every corner of the Jingsi Hall, just like cleaning one's inner obscurity. Tzu Chings used to be in the vegetable wholesale business, and he harbored many bad habits.
In the past, I didn't make mistakes on purpose. I simply just didn't understand the greater meaning behind it all.
He used to specialize in 5 things: smoking, drinking, playing, gambling, and eating meat. Now that he's a Tzu Chi volunteer, he has given up all those bad habits. He now specializes in everything Tzu Chi. We're talking about things like home visits and recycling. Anything that you can think of, he will gladly take part in it.
As long as it's Tzu Chi, it will be done. During the process of serving others, he has learned to cherish and live in the moment.
I used to always volunteer in the ER. The process really made me see just how impermanent life really is.
Life exists in between each breath. Tzu Chings expects himself to be diligent and to never stop helping those who are in need.
Nothing's more joyful in life than knowing what path you're firmly walking on.
In Guangzhou, the year-end blessing ceremony was especially touching this year. 2 years ago, Pan Dechang's family of 5 had encountered a gas explosion, which caused 4 of the members to suffer from burn injuries. Tzu Chi volunteers have been continuously caring for the family and discovered that one of the couple never had a proper wedding ceremony. Therefore, to their surprise, a wedding ceremony was jointly conducted at the venue.
The belated wedding was finally held after 12 years. Volunteers congratulated the couple from their heart.
Yunlin told me that Dechang never gave her a wedding ring or hadn't proposed to her before. So I thought during the year-end blessing ceremony, we should conduct a wedding for both of them.
As Pan Dechang's family were on stage sharing their story, many people were deeply moved.
Over the past 2 years, I'm grateful for the love and care that Tzu Chi has given us.
If we didn't meet Tzu Chi, I believe my children and my husband wouldn't make it till today.
On the other hand, the volunteers' unconditional care inspire local residents.
Tzu Chi really cares about us. We need to be grateful for their help.
I want to join Tzu Chi to be part of the family. If I can become one of the members, I believe I will be a content and joyful person. On today's health topic, we are looking at the rare disease Rett syndrome. This is a disease that typically affects young children, with symptoms starting to show after 18 months of age. They face a lifetime of debilitating disabilities. It's a devastating blow to any family. Let's check out an in-depth report.
Grabbing onto this walker, 18-month-old Yunlin is not only able to speak a few words, but is also walking. As her parents use their cell phones to record this milestone in her development. Another 18 months has passed, and for some reason, she has lost all of her ability to walk.
She was a very lively child and had learned to speak and learn to say mom, but suddenly can't talk anymore. She suddenly got this disease, and my heart feels quite pain.
Grandpa's tears reflect the feelings of many family members who have a member with Rett syndrome, as their initial joy can turn to sadness.
Children with Rett syndrome are quite normal at the age of 6 months, so most mothers won't notice any difference. But after 6 months, they will start to have some problems. Their movement will start to slow, and they will become less likely to sit and won't crawl or climb.
On the 4th day of Yunlin's diagnosis with Rett syndrome, her mother gave birth to a second child. This young couple welcomed the second daughter's arrival while having to look after the eldest daughter.
According to current research, Yunlin may require a lifetime of care.
Yunlin, who is now 3 years old, was developmentally the same as other children when she was 18 months old. This makes disease detection difficult for many parents. When children enter the accelerated degeneration period of 1 to 4 years old, Rett syndrome children lose their speech and movement ability as it quickly degenerates, as they may even lose interest in the outside world.
During this period, her actions may resemble that of the autistic children.
Having a child with Rett syndrome has affected this family, but they still need to carry on with their lives and go to work. For this reason, they trusted the care of their daughter to a family member, as they still have to go to work caring for her daughter at night.
We know there will be more medical expenses. We don't know how much, but as long as we can earn money, we'll do this to care for her.
Trying to save money, these parents are hoping the daughter can get good early treatment. Music and singing attracts the attention of Yunlin, whose hands are rubbing each other constantly. Usually she pays little attention to the teacher, which is a symptom of Rett syndrome.
Some older children with Rett syndrome may even have bone injuries, so in childhood, we try to slowly guide them to undertake other more normal movements.
Continued degeneration is the path that many with Rett syndrome face. From 2 to 10 years old is a stable period with the patient's attention and communication skills slowly improving, though they may lose control of themselves, coupled with emotional and autonomic disorders.
After the onset of this illness, she started to develop this autonomic nervous disorder.
In her mother's arms is Isan, and Ichi is next to her. They both have Rett syndrome, and it is quite hard for these parents to care for both of them, as even one is difficult.
It's hard for me to take care of both of them, like change their diapers and do the housework or even cook. I will have to look after the other one all the time. I was always busy and there was so much for me to do that I always had a hard time.
These parents have to be mentally tough as their daughters are entering the 4th stage of this illness, which includes a decrease in mobility and muscle weakness, along with convulsions plus severe scoliosis, which may lead them to be bedridden.
从一开始我们就知道说这个是一个没有药可以医的病了啦，所以说我们
From the beginning, we knew that Rett syndrome is incurable, so we said that at the very beginning, we were quite desperate, and any little bit of hope led us to feel very happy.
Recognition of the disease is the most important step, followed by parents who need to be supportive of their children to overcome the pain with optimism and positive energy. This is the right prescription for patients and their families to deal with this difficult illness.
Every day, over 10 plus mostly elderly recycling volunteers sort an enormous amount of plastic bags at the Yunlin recycling station. One volunteer, Huang Mingli, wants to leave a clean earth for the younger generation and hopes they would know how to keep it clean as well. So when her granddaughter started walking, Huang began taking her to the recycling station, and now the little girl does recycling like a pro.
Diary's leg had a hairline fracture once, which did not heal properly. However, she is as determined as ever to do recycling.
My kids told me to stop doing recycling, but I feel bad if I don't do it because there are so many recyclables out there. Like these plastic materials, if buried underground, they won't decay for thousands of years. I feel this is a pity, so I bought a mobility scooter to help me in doing recycling. I've done it for a year now. I'm already 80 years old, so if I don't hurry, it will be too late.
There was once that her mobility scooter couldn't start up for over 10 days, so she went to the recycling station by taking the bus.
Many of the recycling volunteers are already over 80 years old, and they still take the bus to do recycling. Some of them have to take 2 buses to get here. So why can't I go when I only have to take 1 bus?
Plastic bags are everywhere, so the recycling volunteers here in Keelung are doing their part to recycle them.
If we don't recycle these plastic bags, they will remain this way for thousands of years.
Focus on doing recycling day after day. 80-year-old Lin Mei-chun has been doing it for 18 years already.
When I was young, I never really did anything for society. I simply focused on making money. Now that I retire, I can finally do my part for the betterment of society.
The more we do, the cleaner the environment will become, passing on environmental protection concepts generation after generation.
爱地球。
When she started walking, I began taking her here. She became acquainted with the other volunteers who taught her how to sort the various recyclables. There was a teacher here who did recycling before, and she loved to be with the teacher.
Xin Shuen's first learning grounds other than her home is the recycling station. She can hold her scissors well and can steadily cut things out. She can also push the carts around to help the adults collect the recyclables. When the day's activities are over, she will even help sweep the ground with a broom.
We must leave behind the spirit of recycling to our children so they can master it. And when they get home, they can influence their parents not to use any more plastic bags.
Leaving behind a clean earth for the next generation is much more meaningful than materialistic goods.
Next, we'll meet an 84-year-old senior volunteer who's frequently at the Banqiao Jingsi Hall. He's known to use kitchen waste to make organic fertilizers. Let's check out this environmentally friendly process.
I'm 84 years old. My badge number is 26. Usually I go to the Tzu Chi Banqiao Jingsi Hall to serve as a guard and do kitchen waste recycling. You have to shred the kitchen waste in order to make the fertilizer even. Here we have the machine to make the fertilizer. After composting, it can be used many ways to benefit our environment. We also need to add enzyme to the machine. The total amount of food waste needs to surpass 300 kilograms. Afterwards, it needs to stand for 48 hours, which is equivalent to 2 days. This is made from the kitchen waste of Banqiao Jingsi Hall. The organic fertilizer can provide a variety of nutrition to the trees to keep them healthy. In my remaining time, I will go to the recycling station to help. While sorting the recyclables, your entire body is working out as well. My mind is focused as I am doing the recycling work. I don't think about other things. After doing the recycling work, my body became healthier. You'll become joyful mentally as well. The key to living longer is to have good health.
There are a group of 70 to 80-year-old seniors in Kaohsiung who are both loyal audience members and supporters of DaAi TV. Led by the dedicated Tzu Chi volunteer Li Ruiju, the elderly are getting healthier through regular participation in a senior citizens class while learning about Tzu Chi's humanistic culture.
记得我们上一次有去大爱电视台吗？好，有去的请举手。
These are members of Tzu Chi's Kaohsiung Ho-Jing Seniors class. In July 2018, this group visited DaAi TV. With these leaders, were just as excited as elementary school students on a trip.
I love watching DaAi TV and talks from Dharma masters. This makes my heart feel cheerful. I won't take the wrong path.
When I went to DaAi TV, I saw Tzu Chi sisters and everyone was joyful, and it made me feel very young.
After the establishment of the class, Tzu Chi volunteer Li Ruiju and teammate Dr. Hong Hongdian agreed to serve as the class teacher, not forgetting the chance to teach Tzu Chi's humanitarian lessons.
I tell a few of the stories told by Dharma Master Zhen Yan and Jin's aphorisms as they slowly draw closer to Tzu Chi.
The master always told us about a desire to recruit more Bodhisattvas, hoping everyone can come together and move forward and do good deeds.
Volunteers also use home visits to check the health of the elderly. This kind of intimate action inspires class members to become a loyal audience for the show.
I really like to watch DaAi TV. They go to places where no one has been, and they go there to help. This shows that great compassion can be shared amongst other people.
DaAi TV is really warm and compassionate. People can see a change, and volunteers put forth a lot of efforts to help other people.
I think they can all get a lot of rewards. They spontaneously go into the community to recruit within the neighborhood.
Members of the senior citizens class have become the best promotion for DaAi TV. Also, their ranks have risen by 2 times, going from 20 people to many more at the moment.
The Daling Tzu Chi Hospital and the National Zhongzheng University have long been both deeply involved in the Jiayi area. On January 7th, the university's principal presented Dharma Master Zhen Yan with an honorary doctoral degree for her long-standing contributions to both humanitarian and social services. What a great honor! Master Zhen Yan is truly the ultimate epitome of a role model for all of humanity. Thank you for celebrating this monumental occasion with us. We shall see you next time. Have a great one.